It is a commitment edition of the Recruiting Roundup. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Jordan Ham, and we are joined by Stevie Rocker, Canyon Del Oro running back, one of the best running backs in the state. And Stevie, I know that you've been navigating your recruitment for quite some time now. I'll let you take the floor and let us know where you're headed.
Well, it's kind of been a tough decision for me with all the COVID stuff. I was kind of pushing back my commitment just because my junior season kind of set me back for those other offers I was kind of expecting to come in. But it kind of slowly, as we started getting deeper and deeper to the season, we're starting getting closer to whether or not we're going to have a season or not. So I kind of didn't want to get to the point where I waited too long to the point I lose these chances to get to play at the next level. Talked to my parents about it. My parents were on my side. They're like, whatever you want to do, we're always here for you. And we all together made the decision to make it to University of Arizona.
Congratulations, the Wildcats, the hometown school. What's it mean to you to join the school that you've grown up with and been able to check out? I know you've been on the sideline. Seems like every time I'm down there, you're on the field checking it out. Just what's it mean to you to be an Arizona Wildcat?
It means really everything to me. Ever since growing up, I've always kind of imagined playing on the football field. And then when I was about 8 years old, I got the chance to play in the little, the little fundraising game that they usually play at halftime. So I think I was like one of the first years that they did that. So I got a chance to play on the field at that time. So then that meant something to me to be able to play in the big crowds. And that always psyched me up ever since I was little. So then getting to the chance to actually play as a U of A Wildcat, get a chance to actually play on the field just means everything to me. And being able to stay home, stay close to my family is always something. I mean, I'd love to go out of state. I love to visit, but at the same time, I'll get those opportunities for away games, see different places. I'll always get that chance to go and visit, all that kinds of stuff. But it's always a good thing for me, stay home, stay close to the family because, I mean, family's everything to me. And having them around and showing support and actually being able to go to every single game, whether or not we're in freezing cold all the way in Washington or scorching hot against Arizona State, like whether or not they just be all over the place with me. So it's just good to know that I'll always have that support system with me moving wherever I go. So staying home was a big decision for me. It was kind of hard because in the early beginnings of recruitment, I've kind of had my mindset of going out of state. But as I got kind of closer and closer and closer to that point of making this commitment, it kind of just showed like staying home is just a better opportunity because Coach Sumlin, Coach Stewart, they've always been reaching out. They've really been one of the only schools that have kind of been just reaching out to me consistently as of my offers, besides the schools that have been having that interest with me. But having with them and having those talks with them, we've just came much closer together, not just on a football from a player to coach, but more of just a person to person type of level to where all of us, we know each other like on a personal state. They know my family on a personal state. So it's all just like a leveled out area to a point to where all of us are happy with the good decision. I'm happy with the decision because, I mean, it just took a lot of stress off my shoulders, not having to worry about a bunch of different schools and not having to worry about trying to figure out my life out in a whole different state all the way across the country, rather than I just stay home, know my area, know everything around it. So it's a good thing having those relationships and being able to stay home.
And with Coach Sumlin, what plans do they have for you in the backfield? They've done a good job recruiting running backs over the past couple of years, and you certainly fit that mold. But what do they like about their game? What do they foresee for you over the next couple of years?
He's been telling me you just fit perfectly in with what we got. I mean, they know my running style, what kind of player I am, and they know, and I like their running style. I like a lot of their outside runs, or a lot of around the edge, like kind of stuff I've been basically grown up around and grown up seeing. So Coach Sumlin telling me and like breaking it down to me that there's still that other running back commit that they have from Louisiana. Mm-hmm. So it's a good thing to have him talk to me about that too, and knowing that I'll still have competition going in, being able to compete, because that's obviously something I love is that competition and being able to compete for that starting spot. So he's just telling me it's a good thing for me to come over there because he's telling me it's a great spot, a great place for me to play.
Southern Arizona has a strong history of running backs. When you go back to Kadeem Carey, Bijan Robinson, you're now continuing that, especially with Kadeem going from Canyon del Oro to Arizona. You know the comparisons are going to be there.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that, and what are you doing or what do you want to do to kind of carve out your own legacy as a now Arizona running back?
Really kind of going to Arizona, I know they're on a build-up kind of program, coming back up from seasons that they've been trying to build themselves back together. So I believe myself going in there is a good part to that build-up, to a chance to actually bring that team back to a strong winning station. And my separation from me and Kadeem is, I just say I'm a totally different player, even though a lot of people say we have the same as running styles or the same kind of situation that we have going on. I just believe that in my head that my situation is a little different than his, rather than people trying to compare us saying we're the same. I mean, people could see us as the same, but for me, that's Kadeem. I'm Stevie. We're two different other people. I mean, yeah, we could have the same kind of styles, but at the same time, we're not the same. We still have our little differences in the stuff that we have, but I like to go into Arizona. Like, I know I'll still get those talks about Kadeem Carey and the comparisons about that stuff, but I'd rather go in there and not worry about trying to build off of Kadeem Carey. I'd rather build off of myself and grow myself into that program rather than try to build off of something that's already been.
With CDO, Coach Peace, that entire CDO community, how did they support you and help you get to where you are today?
I mean, going into the CDO community is probably one of the best things I could have done, because all of them were super supportive about I was. I mean, they never really treated me as like the superstar player, and I never really treated myself as that, because I never really saw myself as it. But they always treated me as the same. It was nothing different. And then with Coach Peace and stuff like that, he's always been by my side, trying to get me through. Talking when I was, I think, like going into my sophomore year or end of freshman year, he just started to expose me to the coaches, start getting in little conversations, just getting to that point of where getting me comfortable to talk to coaches, to the point to where I can talk to them by myself when that time came. And then slowly just started getting more comfortable with them. And then my sophomore year came, I started getting those offers. So then he started getting closer and closer with me, talking about what I needed to work on, things I needed to get, what I needed to do to gain weight, start putting on more pounds onto my maxes and stuff like that, to what to do. So with my whole team support and all that, they've always been a super close thing to me, because I mean, without them, I mean, it couldn't really happen without me getting those offers and that chance to play college football. So I don't really put all of what I'm doing into myself as me saying like, oh, I'm the one that did it, I'm the one that got all the offers. I mean, at the same time, I still have those little pieces of people that have been by my side and had at least helped me through a little bit of something to get me through the whole process.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what you would want to study at the U of A?
I'm kind of like on a fence about it right now, but I do know I want to try and go into the medical field, try and be a doctor, or I want to try and do journalism or do architect.
Awesome. Well, if you want to go that journalism route, we always have a mic open for you. Any broadcast opportunities there. Stevie, thanks so much for joining us. A lot of exciting things for you on the field, in the classroom, in the art studio now. But congratulations, and thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time for it. It means a lot.
Absolutely. The Rock Show, staying home in Tucson, going to be a hometown hero for the U of A, and this is the Recruiting Roundup.